Okay, everybody, we're going to go over 4 of my favorite warm-up movements that you can do before any exercise. So we're going to start with our feet together, and we're going to take a big step back, and we're going to look down at the knee and make sure it's right on top of the foot. Then you're going to open that top arm. So practice this with me. A big step back, a rotation to the forward leg side, and then a tall stand back up. Now you can start to go lower. You can sink your hips towards the floor to increase that stretch. This stretch is literally called the greatest stretch in the world. It's got that name for a reason. You open the hand wide, you open the fingertips wide. And then I like to put some emphasis on good breathing. Breathing slowly in and out of the nose as we go. You're standing all the way up. You're standing through the heel in front to stand back up. All right, and last one. Okay, second up, we're doing some balance. So I want you to get tall up top as you bring that knee in, and then raise the opposite arm. So lift your chest, pull your knee in towards your chest, and raise your opposite arm straight up. As that chest is lifted and the tummy is tight, these are 2 really great ways to make sure that your posture is great and that your balance is there. The more you can bring that knee up, the bigger of a hamstring stretch you're creating. And same thing with that top arm. As that top arm goes back further, you'll notice I'll lift it just a little bit behind me, and that's going to turn on my back shoulder as well as stretch my chest out in front. Last but not least, we're doing the breathing in and out of the nose. Okay, now third up, we take our feet real wide. We're going to sit back and down to one side and then stand back up. So as I sit back, my upper body comes forward. This is key. Sit back with the hips. Feel the heel as you go down. And you've got that option here of raising up the opposite hand as well. But sit back, feel the heel. Then you can raise that hand up. And once again, find that breathing. In and out of the nose slowly as we go. If you feel confident in what you're doing, you're adding depth. All right, one more here. All right, now last but not least, we've got more balance, so we want to keep our abs tight. We're going to put our hands on our hips, and we're going to send one leg straight back. This is a single leg deadlift. Now, I'm alternating the legs each time. When I keep the hands on the hips, or when I lift them like this and pull back, both of these bring awareness to your back. This is key. We want to maintain a flat back. I do not want you rounding your back as you go through here. We've added the arm reach as that next option to increase your challenge. And we're doing some of that slow breathing in and out of the nose. As you do this, you're trying to push back with your heel so you get activation in that leg. And of course, as those arms reach forward, you're going to feel a lot more of your core working. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get started here, we're going to work on what our TRX strap length is. And we're going to start with our straps shortened here. So I'm pulling that tab up to the top. I'm shortening up my straps, and I am facing my anchor point here. Now, I'm going to lift my chest a little bit. That's making sure my body kind of stays upright throughout the process. I've done a squat sitting down on the heels, then pushing up through the heels. And I combination that with doing a row up top, squeezing the shoulder blades behind me, the top of the row, sitting onto the heels as I come back down. If you want to start making this more challenging, walk your feet forward, right? You can increase that depth. And you're going to start to notice that I'm mobilizing on the bottom here. So by moving the knees and the hips and the body around a little bit, we're starting to provide more mobilization. still pushing up and through the heels, still getting that nice pull with a focus on squeezing the back muscles for your row. Good cues on this, keeping your eyes at the anchor point as you're pulling up. All right, and if you need to, you can always walk backwards to lighten up your movement some. If you're burning out, don't hesitate. Walk back a little bit. Continue to lighten up that movement. Last two. Okay, our second exercise here on the straps, we're taking our feet much wider than the shoulders. We're gonna make sure your elbows are just underneath the shoulders, right? So they're not directly, they're just a tad in front. And then just like our warm-ups, we are sitting back and down on a heel and coming back up. Now you've got your hands to assist you, so it should be easier to access sitting directly on your heel. Bend your knees, sit on the heel, and we've started to add a lot of depth into here. If you're not capable of that, don't you worry. You can go down just a little bit and still access those heels and come back up. However, if you're feeling good and you've got the capability, sink into this as low as you can. You can use those hands for help and really gain deeper depth and mobility into this movement. We're also upping the strength gain in this. So we're asking the legs to do a lot more as our range of motion is significantly increasing. All right, now we're going to a single handle movement. So I've just let one of the handles go. I'm lining up the center of my body with the center of the TRX straps, and I've got my feet a little bit wider than my shoulders. Now this is an anti-rotation movement. So as I pull forward, I'm making sure the opposite side of my body, the side that is not holding a handle, is not moving. It's staying still, and it's not reacting to gravity by dropping down. And this is where we're getting some cross-core work. Now we've got a row on the left side, right? So that left shoulder blade behind us is kind of the focus for the strength, but your abs are now working. Okay, we simply switch it up. We place that hand on the opposite shoulder, and we're going slow in and out. And make some adjustments if you need them. You can move a little bit in and out, and you try to find where those straps are gonna feel the best and where you're continued to be lined up down the center. Okay, eyes are looking at the anchor point. And you're focusing on pulling through that shoulder, getting the back muscle working. All right, we grab that second handle. We're gonna be practicing some curtsies here. So it's not just a step back lunge, it's a side stepping lunge. And as I'm pointing out here, you want that knee to stay on top of the foot in front. Make sure that knee does not go behind the foot as you go down, knee on top of the foot. And that leg in front, that heel in front is where you're standing through. Now we're adding balance. So one foot staying off the floor is your next option here. If you want to take this movement to the next level, practice the balance. Your hands are helping, but minimize how much your hands are helping. Force that leg in front to really take over a new level of balance plus strength here. Nope. Sometimes we mess up a little bit along the way too. All right, shake the legs out a little bit. Next movement, we're going to work on our W position. So elbows are down, knuckles pull back. And this is how we're going to get to the top of each of these W's. So let's start at the top here. We're adjusting the hands, and we're right at the top of the movement where the shoulders are really engaged behind you. Okay, we're going to slowly go out, and we're just going to come right back to the top, pulling the knuckles back, dropping the elbows down, and feeling a ton of back activity at the top of each lift. Okay, if you need to make any adjustments, going forward makes things more challenging. And of course, if you're burning out, if you need to lighten up what you're doing, just walk the feet back a little bit. Eyes are going to stay looking at the anchor point. Smiles ear to ear, of course. Okay, last two. Okay, from here we are going to lengthen your TRX straps. So finger and thumb on each side of the metal brackets and lightly pulling all the way down, right? You kind of notice once you can get all the way down. We're going to take one arm over the other, flip our bodies around with our back to the anchor. We're going to take a nice big step forward, open those hands, and press back. Switch the foot, alternate, nice big step, arms go up, press on back with control. Okay, so a great opportunity to be stretching out the front of the body as those hands go up wide. Now, if you want to add to this, start bending your back knee and dropping more into a full lunge. You have this option, or you can continue to keep that back knee higher and more of that taller step. Okay, now last up, we've got our chest press. So I'm walking back a little further. It's up to you as to what your capabilities are here. I'm letting the elbows bend to the outside as I lower down, just like a push-up. I'm pressing back with control. Now, make sure your hips stay underneath your shoulders here. If I push my butt back here, this is gonna disengage my core, but by keeping my hips underneath me, this is more engagement of the core, and it keeps more of our perfect posture throughout our movement. Okay, pressing through the shoulders and controlling as I come down. We're going to shorten up the straps again. We're going to get ready for round 2 here. Get a sip of water if you need it. There it is. All right, so let's get round 2 started here. We've got our shortened straps. We're looking at the anchor point. We get our body in that tall position. It's one squat and we're adding that mobility right away. At the top, we're doing the row. And I want you feeling your heels as you're going up and down through that squat. Get some sure footing. And practicing good breathing, I want you breathing in and out of your nose if possible. Use your heels, breathe in and out of your nose. Once again, if you're burning out, walk your feet backwards to lighten up your movement. You can always walk forward when facing the anchor point to increase resistance. Okay, let's switch our gears. All right, we're gonna get our feet into a good wide stance again. We've got our elbows underneath our shoulders, and we're facing the anchor point. So sit back onto that heel like we've been practicing as we talked about prior. If you can't go all the way down, no big deal. I want you going a quarter of the way down, half the way down, whatever feels good for you. But I do want you to make sure your body's weight sits on that heel as you go up and down here. Now, for the more advanced option here, we've gone all the way to the floor and we're doing a little rock forward to rock back before we come up. All right, so take your time through this. Find a little fun rocking, keep your hands relaxed, light with the hands, and make the hips, the legs, the core even, make these areas do the work of getting you back up. We talk about that breathing, get that slow in and out of the nose while we go if possible. All right. Stand up, let's shake it out. Let's go to a single handle. We've got our feet a little bit wider than the shoulders. We got that opposite hand on the chest. And what we're being mindful of is not letting that left side of the body, the free side of the body here, drop. We're keeping the shoulders squared. We're keeping the eyes up at the anchor. And this movement is most importantly about back strength. So on that right arm as you pull forward, squeezing the back muscle behind you while staying tall. All right, come up, shake it out a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch over our sides. Once again, cross hand position, and mindful of where those shoulders are in space. So trying to keep them parallel with each other and avoid any dropping on that free side. Resisting gravity, and in that sense, working your core much more. Keep the eyes up, keep that breathing going. You're doing great here, folks. Let's make it the last one. All right, let's come on up, shake it out again. Grab both the handles. Feet are together. Finding a little space, digging them in. And then we're extending that leg to the side, working into the curtsy. Now I've immediately gone into my balanced curtsy, which has that back foot staying off the floor. You're going to notice that knee position. I want that knee in front to kind of stay directly on top of the foot. And I'm kind of sinking my hip underneath. All right, so I'm getting a little extra extension to the side. I'm using those handles to help me do that. But I'm still trying to be light with my hand grip. I'm not gripping super hard. I'm making the legs, the hips, and the core do the work here. You're standing tall after each. Find that breathing again. Slow it down. If you can go in and out of the nose, even better. If you have some beautiful surroundings, enjoy some of the things around you along the way. Getting that burn. Hopefully those glutes are lighting up. You use the heel, you activate the glute. Okay, next up we got feet back together. We're gonna do our W position. So I kind of adjusted my hands a little bit and I get to the top right here. So at the top I've got my elbows down and my knuckles back. Each time you come to the top, find that where your knuckles and your elbows get to pull straight behind you. And that's where we're going to get a ton of back activation. I'm keeping my eyes up, keeping my chest up, and keep your tummy tight. If you can brace your stomach, you can start to activate more of what you're doing. You're going to add additional core strengthening into our back strengthening here. If you need to lighten this movement up, walk back a little bit. All right, shake it out. We're going to take those straps and we are going to lengthen them out. So grab those little metal brackets, lightly pull them down, and then take one arm over and flip it around. All right, we're getting in our hands in front of the shoulders. We're gonna get some room to take a nice big step forward into here. And each time at the top, we're trying to stand up nice and tall. Now that option of bending the back knee, you just start to turn this into a lunge. Kind of let your weight step into the front. Open those hands wide, create a nice stretch through the front body. Just find a rhythm that suits you here. Find that breathing. Enjoy some stretching. All right, let's go ahead and set up into our plank position here. Hands are out in front of those shoulders. We've walked it back to add resistance, but you go with where you need. This is our chest press, elbows bending, pushing back like a push-up. Okay, here's a tip for you. If you want your neck to do less, if you have neck tension, you want less of it in here, your middle back, your muscles underneath your armpits are your lats. I want you to identify your lats as you're coming down. So as your body lowers, use your lat muscles to control more of that lowering. Find that steady breathing. And once again, that hip placement, you are not letting your butt sit behind you. Keep your hips underneath your shoulders. Nice job, everybody. Come up, stretch it out a little bit. There we go. Nice high reach. A little twist into that top reach. And I'm even looking up at that top hand. That is just a huge side body stretch going on there. Find that breathe in and out of the nose here. Slow it down. Longer exhale is important. All right, so let's get to our third and our final round. Straps are shortened. We are facing that anchor point. We get into that low squat, add a little mobility at the bottom. As we cruise up, we got those eyes up and focused on pulling and squeezing the middle of the back, not the neck. We're not going high with the elbows. We're keeping our elbows a little lower by the rib cage, and we're squeezing that middle back each time with those rows. Once again, adjusting yourself forward or backwards. You can add resistance or you can take it away. All right, moving into our next movement, feet are wide. Elbows under the shoulders, just a touch forward. And you got your options with this one as to how far you go, but wherever you're at, as you work your way down, put the weight on the heel. Now you're not just sitting way back into these straps. You're taking the approach like you're moving into this movement like you didn't have handles in your hands. Right? How would you be able to balance your body as you did that? Obviously, those handles are there to give you a little assistance, but think about that. You're attempting to do this movement, train yourself to do it without these handles over time. You got a little bit of that rocking forward at the bottom, sitting back to the heel, and then coming back up nice and tall at the top. Getting those reps in, getting those legs tired. Woo! Good job out there. All right, let's shake it out a little bit. Let's get to that single handle. We take our feet a little bit wider than the shoulders. Get the center of your sternum, your belly button, to point right at the center of those TRX straps. Kind of line yourself up well, lift your chest, and do not let that second side, that free side of the body, do any movement. We have anti-rotation taking place through our core. We have rowing going on our opposite arm, holding that handle, and focused on the middle back like we've been talking about here. Smooth breathing, get it under control, in and out of the nose if possible. Switch our sides, give it a little shake out in between. Set that hand, tighten up that tummy, and make it smooth. Finish out those last few here, staying tall as we go. All right, shake it out, grab the second handle, And get prepared to do your balanced curtsies here. Got elbows under the shoulders. We're putting the weight up front in that forward heel, middle foot to heel. And we're allowing the hip to kind of reach underneath, extend under that leg. Using those handles, kind of guide the way as we go. All right, remember, you are standing tall each time at the top. If you can control that breathing, you got all the keys you need to be super successful. And get that rep count up, get a burn going. Remember, you can use your hands more to help you if you need it. And if you're getting tired out, just use those arms to give you a little more assistance, but still make that leg do the work. Getting through those last few. All right, let's go ahead and get those feet together. We're going to shift it to the upper body. We're going to readjust those hands. We've got the W here, so we're starting at the top where we have those wrists pulled back, the knuckles pulled back, and the elbows low. Elbows low, knuckles back, and that's your great back activity that we're aiming to build here, back strength. Okay, eyes are at that anchor, breathing steadily. If you wanted to make this more challenging, you could step forward. If you're starting to burn out at any given point, just take small half steps back until you find a good resistance where you can still do a few more. Getting to that good burnout in our final round here. Find that breathe in here, folks. Crack a smile. All right, let's cruise on up. Let's lengthen those straps. And then one arm over as you turn yourself around. You're gonna get those hands straight in front of the shoulders, walk it back a little bit, and we're taking that big step forward. We're allowing the hands to open. You've got that option, making it more challenging to bend the back knee to drop it into a lunge. I want you to think fingertips opening here. Open your palms. Find a breath in when you open those hands up. Breath in, and then control as you push yourself back to the top. Last few here. All right, walk it back for the chest press last. You're under control as you lower with the lats. We just talked about this, those lat muscles in the middle of the back. I want you to ID them as you come down. Then you press through the front, press through the chest and shoulders to drive the body back up. Now tighten your belly. If you can tuck your butt behind you. Two really great ways to maximize how this becomes a full body exercise and really will up your core engagement. Okay, so lats are bringing you down. Tummy is staying tight. That is good. Let's stretch this thing out. We take a few good steps forward. We're doing that big reach up from here. I'm kind of lifting my opposite heel. Finding a breath in as that hand goes up high. Looking up at that hand now. So even a little extra stretch by looking up here. It's always a good thing. I love just looking up at the sky. It is something that we don't pay enough attention to. It has a grounding effect for me, so peek at the sky up there. Have yourself a great day. Workout over. Hey, I'm Sean. I'm the founder of Ad Health, and I need your help in growing. I'm a small business, and things like likes, comments, ads, subscribes, those all really do help in reaching a broader audience with what we're trying to do, which is help people feel better. You can check out more information on our website as well. We have a free complimentary 10-minute stretch break that I guarantee is going to make you feel better. And there's more information about what we do for companies, teams, and even individuals with stretch breaks and other offerings. Thanks for your support. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you soon. Cheers.